Hi, you're listening to the My Body, My Story podcast.
You know, we all make mistakes in life, or we do things that we're not proud of. And I don't think we realise that we need to forgive ourselves, and I think that's hopefully something that we learn in life. It often comes with age, but that to me is a very precious thing.
This is the 45 over 45 chapter where we celebrate rule breakers and role models, the women who inspire us to live life our way and to show their sensuality, beauty, soul, and true essence. Here, we talk about what it's like to be 45 plus, adjusting to the changes that come with time, and we listen to the stories of our participants. If you have an interesting story, we'd love for you to participate. You can email us at info@alexandrawalker.com. That's Alexandra spelt with a K-S. Or visit our website, alexandrawalker.com.
Hi everyone, and welcome to My Body, My Story project. And today in the studio, Michelle, and while she's sitting in the makeup chair and Chitra is doing makeup for her, I'll be asking her a few questions. Hi Michelle, welcome to the studio, and tell us a bit about yourself.
I am 55 years old, and I came to Australia when I was 16 years old from New Zealand, and we moved over with my parents. We moved in with my grandmother for a year, which I have to say was an amazing experience, and it's something that I treasure and will treasure all my life, the time that I spent with her. She's a very strong person, and she was the matriarch, and she pulled the entire family together, and she seemed to sort everyone's problems out. She was just incredible, and I just love her, and I miss her all the time. So she was a huge influence in my life. I have a 21-year-old daughter, and she's a beautiful person. She's very kind. She's very loving. And I'm particularly proud about the fact that she looks after the underdog in life, probably more to her detriment a lot of the time, but it's something that's quite unusual in her age group. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And can't think of anything else to say.
What do you do?
Oh, okay. So I work in media and comms, which I love, and I've been doing that for a few years now. And I have recently taken up painting.
Oh, wow.
Again, which I absolutely love. And I did that in the beginning. I started doing it pretty much as a healing process. So I was in a very dark place, and I felt that I was disconnected from life. And I woke up one day about a year ago, and the world seemed very different to me. Everything seemed brighter and cleaner, and I became aware of my surroundings, more so probably than I have ever been in my life. I also discovered that I was probably the happiest that I've ever been in my life for some reason, which I don't know. And then I started painting, and
What do you paint with? Oil?
I paint with acrylics.
Acrylics?
Yeah. And I did some self-portraits, which were, trying to release some inner torment that I had, and I am particularly proud of a piece that I did, which is this faceless woman that is in a blood red ball dress, evening dress. I found that throughout my painting there was some violence, I'd paint flames, but within that there was a calmness, and there was often water and reflection from water, and a flower somewhere always seemed to appear. So that's pretty much me.
That's interesting. And where in New Zealand you lived before?
I was born in Christchurch, and when I was 7 years old, we moved to Lower Hutt, which is outside of Wellington, to a tiny little place, which is very lovely, but there was only one other girl that was pretty much lived in the street, so it was pretty lonely. And yeah, so I read a lot of books, so I have to say I'm incredibly well read. I read the entire children's section of the library, I think, by the time I was 12.
Wow.
And then they were very kind and they let me read kind of what today is probably, you know, youth books. So yeah, there really isn't very much to say about that.
Do you go there often?
No, I don't go back. I have been back.
You don't relate anymore, yeah.
Yeah, no, I do have. I have family over there. I would have gone back more if my grandmother was still alive, but she died about 6 years ago now. So, and I'm not really connected to anyone else over there.
Okay. And what are you most passionate about?
Oh, I'm passionate about life. Really enjoying life, finding the beauty in life, and my art. I'm extremely passionate about my art and how far I can push it, and discovering the colours, and I mix all my own colours, and so that's pretty much the thing that I'm most passionate about, and of course my gorgeous daughter.
Yes. Everyone knows that with age we change. We still have some positives and negatives. And what is the positive changes have you experienced so far?
I think the most positive one is learning to forgive myself. So, you know, we all make mistakes in life, or we do things that we're not proud of. And I don't think we realise that we need to forgive ourselves. And I think that's hopefully something that we learn in life. It often comes with age, but that to me is a very precious thing.
Yeah. And what is the biggest challenge at the moment?
I think it's the body change as you get older. I find that a bit of a challenge. I have noticed that, you know, I'm thinking more and more about joining the gym and, you know, getting a bit more toned and that sort of thing. The way you look is often a hard thing. You know, you have days where you notice that, you know, you've now got flabby arms, and so I find that a bit of a struggle.
Physical changes.
Yes.
Yeah. Describe your greatest accomplishment.
Oh, I found I'm struggled with that question. I think that's really interesting. I can't think of any one thing. Having a daughter to me was a big accomplishment, because I never wanted children, and I had one, and I discovered what an amazing, precious gift it is. I think being able to paint is another one. I love my art, and it also gives other people pleasure. So I think that's a really big thing for me also.
So what do you, I didn't ask you, what do you paint mainly? Is it like people or nature or?
Interesting you asked that. I do some landscape, but they're water-based. They're normally beach and sunset and that type of thing. But I've started painting naked women, and I don't know. I find their shapes and the colour of their skin fascinating, and I think it's part of the learning to appreciate who we are and what we look like, and the physical side of us. And I think that is something that's come with being older. Is now, you know, I notice shapes, and I notice how beautiful they are. You know, they're not thin women. They're you know, women with curves and real type women, or what I classify as a real type woman.
So I will just go to the question about a perfect body image, because if you say you paint naked women, so probably it's about body, discovering the body shapes, and you see all sorts of body types. So where do you think this idea of perfect body image comes from?
Well, I think the idea that we've seen, that the public see, if that's your question, I think that comes to me from media and all the imagery that you see when you walk down the street, on billboards, in magazines, social media. I don't watch television because I don't want to be fed, any of that type of stuff. But
Good.
yeah. So, but to me, a perfect body is one that you're happy with and content, and I can appreciate all different shapes and sizes and colours and yeah. So I don't think there really, in my mind, there isn't a perfect body shape.
Yeah.
We're all perfect and beautiful in our own way.
Yeah, excellent. So, what if you could travel back in time and meet your 30-year-old self? What advice would you give her, and what would you tell her?
I think I would say be true to yourself and think about your friends, because I think that when we're younger, we make friends with people for the wrong reasons, and friends later on in life become incredibly important to you, and they're often your rock. And so if anything, it's about, have a look at the people that you surround yourselves with, because they also make who you are, and try and make better choices.
Yeah, that's a really good advice. So what would you say to younger women who will eventually reach this mid-age, 45 plus, and undergo the changes we're going through now? So what would you tell them?
Oh, I would say learn to forgive yourself early. Try and look deep within yourself. Do you like yourself? Because you should like yourself. If you don't, look at what's influencing in your life. Look at the things that don't make you happy, and deal with them. And I think that's something that I wish I had learned when I was in my 30s was, you're not going to get happier in life until you know who you are, and that you take a realistic look at who you are and learn to love yourself.
Excellent. I wish somebody could tell me when I was younger all that advices, I hear from women from this project, and it's interesting, how you get to these simple advices only with age, like simple understandings, it's so simple, to think about yourself, try to be true to yourself. But no, we need to go through certain life experiences to understand the very, very simple things. So what does it mean to you to feel good and look good? What comes first?
Happiness springs to mind first. Happiness and love and kindness. I think, they're so important, and they're the things that make me feel really good.
Yeah, and look good as a result, yeah?
Yes, you do, because it is. I mean, beauty comes from inside, and when you're happy and you love yourself, it affects people around you and how they see you as well.
I agree, yeah, you radiate it.
Absolutely.
You radiate it. Oh, and what makes you feel the most beautiful?
I found that one really hard. I don't know the answer to that one. I often feel, when I feel beautiful, is often when I am with people that I love. And I feel safe, and and you kind of feed off the energy, and I don't know, it just makes the world so beautiful, and from that, I guess I kind of feed off that, and then I start to feel beautiful also.
Yeah, there is a logic in that. And my last question, and what is your favorite quote about being a woman, or maybe saying, or maybe your thought about?
I do have one of those, but I have to read it to you.
Sure, yeah, please
Can
do.
I open my eyes?
Yeah.
Always remember, you are braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, smarter than you think, and twice as beautiful as you ever imagined.
Oh, that's so nice. And who said that?
I have absolutely
Unknown.
no idea, but it was, I read it somewhere and I had it printed on a plaque that I have on my wall.
Yeah, interesting. It's a very nice quote. Love that. Michelle, thank you very much for sharing your thoughts and joining our project. I know you said that you were about to cancel that, but I hope you will not regret that you came here, and you will enjoy the rest of the day. And we will see you at your video interview where you will tell us how was it after the photo shoot. Thank you, Michelle, and welcome again to the project.
Thank you.
If you have an interesting story, we'd love for you to participate. You can email us at info@alexandrawalker.com. That's Alexandra spelt with a KS. Or visit our website, alexandrawalker.com.